All right, we're out in the field again today. I don't know what day this is. We're about a week in. Ella's been here for about a week. Yesterday I showed video of her. We went out by the main street, by all the cars and everything, and I brought her out to that field. Little hunting game out there, recalling and stuff. Super cool. Come on, Toby. So I'm gonna let them run around a little bit, and you'll see they've figured it out more with each other. That first time you guys saw when I let them go, I had to call Toby out a few times. Ella was annoyed, and she snapped at him. Toby, come on. And they've been out together one other time yesterday. That was the first time 2 days ago. Yesterday they came out again, and you see them. You know, it was better, much better. But I helped that first time. I helped them to see it, and now this time you see there's no help from me. It happens that fast. But if I didn't help that first time, it was going to turn into a fight. They were going to fight, and then you have two dogs that can't live together. They fight. They get into that fight, and then it's going to escalate. It's going to get worse and worse, and then they can't look at each other. I mean, I've seen this happen so many times. People with dogs, and it's just because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to control and guide the situation. This thing about let dogs together and they will figure it out. Sometimes they will. Sometimes it goes horribly wrong when it could have been controlled, guided, and everything would have worked out. I mean, that's what I do. Letting them work it out themselves. Yeah, you get lucky sometimes, and sometimes you don't when it could have worked out. And this would have been a situation they were going to fight. Toby was too much for Ella. Ella, her answer was going to be to go at him, and it was going to escalate, and they were going to fight. And then who knows? You know, now two dogs, they're fighting each other. And this goes down a really bad path when now you see this. There's a guy over there with a dog. Come. So I'm gonna pick up the leash. Because I don't know if his dog's off leash, and I don't trust anybody. Come here. Hold on. Let's see what this guy's all about. He's over there. I don't know if you guys can see him. I don't think he's coming down here, but I can't tell. So we're gonna wait and see. This is what I do. I pick up the leashes, and let's see what this guy's gonna do. Yeah, he's going the other way. All right. Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure that guy went the other way. But now you see, like I mentioned, the video, I don't know, the first time, Toby was jumping on her like that, and she took offense, and she snapped at him, and then I was recalling him to show Ella, hey, I'm in control here. I'm gonna deal with him. You can just relax. And I said that you know, a couple days from now, she might be okay with him jumping on her like that because they know each other. She knows intentions, the whole deal. And now you see it. right? So it happens over and over again that it's not bad that he's playing like that he's jumping on the dogs. It's just too soon for this dog, so I have to stop him. And I did it with voice. Toby, come. And I did it all with voice, just recalling him off her. And the thing about that recall too is Ella saw right away, man, come on. He says, Toby, come, and bang, Toby's off me, right out of the play, right to me. And she's like, man, this guy's got a lot of control. She already knows I have a lot of control of her too, right? So it's believable, right, that I'm going to control these dogs. And I said that, you know, a couple days from now, she might be okay with him, comfortable with him, no intentions, and be okay with that. And now you see it. Right? And now these are two dogs you would think that they couldn't play together. They couldn't do that. Most people would have just kept them apart, or let them go and try to figure it out themselves, and that would have been a fight. And now you have two dogs that fight and can't even live together. So, you know, either way was wrong. The right way is to control and guide it. And if Ella never wanted this kind of play, then that's where we would have went with it. And I would have controlled Toby, and he would have learned that you don't go do that with her like he did with Oreo and other dogs. There's dogs that he doesn't go jump on like that because he's learned they don't want it. And it was with my help, so there was no fighting involved. That's the huge thing. That is the huge thing. You have to control and guide this stuff, and I can't emphasize this anymore. Letting two dogs, especially a pit bull, figure that out is a very bad idea. The way they would have figured that out is they would have gotten into a fight, and the fights would have gone really bad, because you know when pit bulls fight, and then it escalates, and then these two dogs would have been able to be together. Instead, I have real control over both dogs. I don't bring dogs together that I can't control. I could control both of these dogs by voice, and that's what I did. I really only had to call off Toby because Ella wanted Toby off. So I didn't have to call Ella off. I just had to call him off her. And everything went under control, and now you see they jump on each other, they wrestle, they play. 2 days later, yesterday, they were fine with it too. But today was even, it's more better, you know? Come on, Toby. And now you have two dogs that are just, can live together, wrestle together, play together, and it took so little time. It just took me to guide just a handful of interactions. That's really it. And it wasn't me cranking the leashes and this and that, man. Get voice control over these dogs. It means so much more. It's clean, and the dogs see it, man. The dogs see it, man. Like it's you know, when I bring a dog home, and I walk into my house, like I walk this dog into my house, and I have 5-6 dogs out loose. And I open my front door and I tell them all to get back, and they all just back off. And it's like I parted the Red Sea. This dog sees it. What that does for this dog, that dog that you bring into that mentally, is unbelievable. They see the control you have over all of those dogs, and they're just like, oh, whoa, look at this guy. I mean, it means so much, that kind of stuff. Get control of the dogs, real control of the dogs. Not this bullshit, your dog sits for a piece of cheese, the kitchen, and blows you off any other time. I mean real control all of the time. And then you can get all kinds of dogs together and doing all kinds of things you never thought possible. So, got them out, running around, and this is important for this kind of a dog to be able to you know, to come out and get with a dog like this, and with my help figure it out and play with this dog and come out into this field and expand and stuff like that. And it's just such a big thing for this dog to learn, to go through this. Some people think you just keep dogs away from other dogs, and man, man, it's so important that they do this, that they can actually meet dogs, and they can actually, and that's jumping on them and stuff, and that they can be friends with other dogs, and they can learn to be friends with other dogs. And some of these pit bulls are always going to need your help. Some of the real ones that are genetically aggressive to strange dogs, like Rosie and Jade and stuff like that. I have introduced Rosie and Jade to hundreds of dogs now. I don't know how many, but a lot of dogs. And the introduction is super fast now. I have the other dog. They're like, Matt has that dog. This is what we're gonna do. I introduce them. It takes, 5-10 minutes, and bang, everything is cool, because they've done this a lot now. They're still not gonna meet. Toby, come. They're still not gonna meet. Toby, come. He always comes in hot. They're still not gonna go meet a strange dog outside on their own by themselves. Like if I let Jade loose out here and another dog, and I just let them, a strange dog comes and I just let them meet out there on their own, Jade is gonna hammer the other dog. That's genetically who Jade is. But I have complete control of her. So if another dog comes out here, another dog running across that field, and Jade is him, and I call Jade, Jade's looking at the dog, Jade absolutely will recall to me, and I could deal with it. But they have that genetic situation. I have maximized, I've minimized her aggression towards the other dogs, maximized the fact that she likes dogs she knows, and I've made that gap as small as I possibly can, right? So when I have the other dog and we're gonna meet, Jade is like, we're gonna meet this dog, everything's gonna be cool, and I just give them that first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then they play. Toby, come. Look at him. And only reason, breakneck speed, I'm recalling him is just because he's right by the homes there, and some people might, I mean, I know who has dogs here. That guy has a dog, and they have a dog that they never let out, but sometimes it's in that screened in thing, and it's a small dog, and I just don't want him right close to them if they happen to let the dog out in that screened in porch. What was I gonna say there? Oh yeah, so a lot of people would think, dogs like Jade and stuff, her whole life is just keeping her away from dogs and stuff. And no, her whole life has been playing with dogs. I've introduced her, like I said, hundreds of dogs now. And it's quick, and she never ever starts a fight once she knows the dog. A new dog, she will go and attack. And people don't understand this. They don't understand the dogs. A lot of pit bulls are like that. And Toby was a lot, and Ella's reacting okay right now. Ella's learned just to negatively reinforce him off of her in a play situation. It's not aggression. The first day was like, this is going to be a fight. And now we have beautiful play. All negative reinforcement. That's what this is. So, oh yeah, my whole point of that was what I've done with Jade. Jade is so much more under control around strange dogs. Look at this, Toby's nuts. Ella, he's over here. Jade is so much more in control around strange dogs and stuff because of all the work I've done with her with dogs, getting her with dogs and stuff, and this and that, and she's been through this. Yeah, I mean, she still has that strange dog, thing. But man, I have tremendous control of Jade, and I can control her until she's past that, and then bang, you know. There's some things you're not going to change in dogs, and you have to realize it. Other dogs, I've actually gotten to the point where I've introduced them to enough strange dogs, and then they were able to start meeting dogs. That's just a genetic thing, you know. I have done that with a lot of dogs. You introduce them to enough dogs in a controlled way where you control the whole interaction, and they start seeing dogs, strange dogs, as something that's okay, because genetically they were okay to accept that. Some of these pit bulls are not. They're not okay to accept the strange dog until you show them it's not a strange dog. They can't bridge that gap themselves. But a lot of these dogs can. They just don't know how. They don't know how to say hi to another dog. They don't know how to meet, and you can show them that, and then they do it. They do it. Toby. So you really have to differentiate, and sometimes you just have to, come on, Toby. You have to work with the dogs, and sometimes you just have to see, you know. But yeah, Jade's hardcore. I fight strange dogs, like hardcore. Oreo, even him, I got him to the point where he just was totally fine around strange dogs. He didn't want a strange dog, like when a strange dog came and jumped on him like Toby does there, he was gonna fight him. But never made the first move, never went anymore. When he first came, man, he was super aggressive to dogs, super. He really mellowed out and stuff. But human beings, he was under control, but man, you didn't come mess with Oreo. Yeah, but he didn't want dogs to mess with him. He knew that I wasn't gonna let that happen, and he just sat back and he was like, Matt's gonna deal with this situation, and I did for him. That's it. So yeah, but the reactivity of this dog will absolutely be helped by me doing this kind of stuff with this dog. Absolutely. Some people will say it will make it worse when you let them play with dogs and this and that. That's bullshit. Not the way I do it. The way I do it, these dogs are free because I have so much control, and because of that control, I can control and guide them, and it's gonna help everything. Hi, Toby. All right, over and out.